Joe, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
A lot.
How about your offense?
It's been great. We've had guys swinging the bat extremely well, spearheaded by Soriano. He's just been on a roll. He had 6 RBIs, I believe it was Tuesday, 7 on Wednesday, and he's just continued on a roll. Had a big night Friday night in Boston, so he's been special.
You know, a lot of people, that are looking at baseball through a surface eye level, they don't understand that the whole lineup is interconnected. So with Soriano hitting and A-Rod back in the lineup, there's more protection for Robbie. He's on an 11-game hitting streak through Friday. I mean, you need a lot of people to hit to get a lot of people to hit.
Yeah, we do. And the other thing it does is you're able to break up left-handers. You keep, certain left-handers away from left-handed hitters on your team because you have them surrounded by right-handers. And it is all connected. And sometimes when you lose one part or lose 2 parts, it really messes your lineup. But we're getting great production from everyone.
I mean, there was one game against the Angels that you had Overbay batting 8th. I mean, earlier in the season you had Overbay batting cleanup. I mean, it's a big difference.
It's a huge difference. And our lineup is much deeper, and we can score a lot more runs because of that, and it's been fun to watch.
All right, let's talk more about Soriano. The reason you got him here is to do what he's doing. He's a very, very streaky player. He can be bad for a couple of weeks, and then he could carry you. It looks like he's in that carrying stage.
He sure is. And I think he put a little bit too much pressure on himself when he first got here. A, trying to please the fans, and because he had such a special time here before. And 2, he was trying to get that milestone 2,000th hit. But since he got to that 2,000th hit, he's been unbelievable.
All right, later on in the show, Meredith Marakovitz is going to talk with Soriano, so stick around for that. Another right-handed hitter you put into your lineup Friday against the Red Sox, a 10-3 victory, was Mark Reynolds. And what a way to break in. The first at bat, he hits a home run. And, again, he's another make-or-break guy where he can swing and miss a lot, but he can also run into a couple.
Yeah, he can carry a club. He can get extremely hot. And he did it for Cleveland the first month. If you look at his numbers the first month, he was tremendous. And now he's gotten off to a good start with us. Friday night, I think he had 3 RBIs. As you said, he had the 2-run homer in the second inning. And this is a guy that we saw do a lot of damage against us last year.
7 home runs.
Yes, and he's also very good at first base. He played a very good first base Friday night, so it gives us more options.
All right, so how do you want to use him, Joe? Will he be in a strict platoon with Overbay at first base? Might he play some third if you DH Alex?
Yeah, I mean, there are days I think I could play him at third as well. And I always tell guys, when they're coming over here, I'd like to say this is exactly what you're going to do, but if you run into a hot streak, it might be a little bit different, and you might play more, and that's the nature of the game.
How do you deal with the ups and downs of a situation like this? Because of all the injuries, you kind of dug yourselves a hole. And last week, you were very, very honest. You said, we might have to go 35-12. Well, you're actually on pace to do something like that. But when you take the first 3 games of the Angel series, and then you lose that 4th game, I guess you get greedy. You won the series, but you wanted to sweep. How do you get yourself to stop from being down after that loss?
Well, I think our guys are used to turning the page. You have to in this game because we play 162 games in 180 days, and if you hold on to one loss too long, it's silly on your part. You can't have that, that effect where, God, we should have won yesterday, and you come out flat the next day. This is playoff baseball for us right now, and our guys know that, and we have to be very productive.
Now, when you started the 3-game series against the Red Sox, a lot of people were writing, well, if the Yankees have any intention of making the playoffs, they have to sweep. And I'm not quite sure I agreed with that. I think if you have an intention of catching the Red Sox, maybe you had to sweep.
Right.
But to make the playoffs, you just don't want to get swept.
Right. Well, I think you have to win. I think it's important that you win 2 out of 3 at least. I think that is important. But you got to continue to win series. And some of those series, a sweep is going to help because you can run into a little bad luck or some things that maybe later on. So when you do have a chance to really sweep a team, you have to take advantage of it.
You're in the middle of a role right now where you're going to face a lot of the American League East teams. And if you look at the remainder of your schedule, Joe, just to get to that final wild card, somebody's going to have to take care of Kansas City and Cleveland for you. You could take care of the rest.
Yeah, a lot of it is in front of us. That's the bottom line. We're going to see Tampa a lot. We're going to see Toronto a lot. We're going to see Baltimore and Boston. Basically, we're going to see each of those teams after this weekend twice each. So we do have a lot in front of us, and we can make up a lot of ground.
In order for you to make that run that you want to make and that you have to make to get to the playoffs, you're going to need good starting pitching. So it looks like you've got your offense somewhat straightened out. And this time around, everybody pitched okay. Even Phil Hughes pitched better. But are you concerned that this guy has not been able to rack up a win?
Well, he didn't get the run support that everyone else got during this little stretch. So, but the good thing is he pitched better, and we need him to continue to do that. It is so important. And a lot of times the pitchers start to compete against each other. Well, you won 7 last night and gave up 2. Well, I'm going to get to 8 and only give up 2 or 1. And that's a good thing, and we're starting to see that.
In terms of Andy Pettitte on Friday, I thought that's as good as he's looked for a while. and he kept his pitch count down. Look, he ran out of gas after 90 pitches in the 7th inning, but the first 6, he was outstanding.
He was dynamite, and we gave him an extra out in the 7th, which led to a couple runs. But I thought he pitched a great game, and I agree, that's one of the best games he's pitched in a while, and we needed that. That was a big win for us, and we're going to need a lot more of those.
What was the difference in Andy? Why did he pitch
I
so
thought
well?
His sinker and his changeup were the big difference. So then they couldn't just sit on his cutter. I mean, a lot of he was struggling with that sinker, and that changeup was on one side of the plate. Well, he had both sides of the plate.
Now, we always talk with you about how difficult it is to send somebody down, and I would think it's particularly difficult to send somebody down who's actually performed very well.
Right.
So by putting Mark Reynolds on the 25-man, you had to send down Preston Claiborne, and I know that you really liked the way this kid performed. How tough was that?
It's difficult. It's part of the game. Sometimes you make moves, and sometimes a guy's going to get sent down that doesn't necessarily deserve to go down. But we want the length in 2 long men. We have a split doubleheader on Tuesday, and we're going to use our pitching staff a lot. So we felt that was the move to make. Mark Reynolds already paid dividends on Friday, but this is a kid that we're very excited about, and he'll be back.